Step 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to an other human being the exact nature of our wrongs. ALLOFA. A. 12 steps ask us to go contrario our natural desires. Nail deflavier. 1. It comes to the deflation, few steps are harder to take than 5. But scarcely honest is more necessary a long time sobriety and peace of mind at thy zone. AA experience has taught us we cannot live alone with our pressing problems and the character defects which cause the aggravate them. If we have swept the searchlight off step 4 backhand for Hodoro or cares and Thafari, viewed in stark relief those experiences we'd rather not remember if we have come to now wrong thinking on action favoritism of third then we need to quit live. Be ourselves with thought tormenting host so if I get small urgent pain over would have to talk to somebody about them. Swan tense though I saw fear and reluctance to fix that mania. A. Sat first to bypass step 5. We searched for an answer what which usually consists of the general and fairly painless admission to what drinking were sometime as good actor. Then for good measure dramatic descriptions of that for drinking behavior which our friends probably know about anyhow. Before he thinks which relive both the Ramber news we say nothing. Certain distressing or humiliating memory yes. We tell ourselves ought not to share it with her. These will remain nor secret. No soul must ever know. With hope they'll go to pay grave with us. Beautiful. A. Experience means in a theodolphus is not only unwise, but is actually a perilous resolve. Few muddled attitudes have because us more troubled and hold. Back on step 5. Some people are unable to stay sober while others will relapse periodically until they really clean house. Even A. Older sober 4 years often pay dearly for skimping this step. They will tell how they tried to care alone how much he suffered for readability, anxiety, remorse, and depression, and how unconsciously seeking relief they would sometimes accuse even their best friends of theft for character defects they themselves were trying to conceal. They always discover the tray if never came be confessing this and so forth. People. Every both I had a confess shies on. This branch so if admitting Din's defect to another person is, of course, very ancient. It has been validated in every century and it characterizes the live of all spiritually centered and truly religious people. But a religion is by no means the wholly vocatio for the saving principle. Psychiatrists and psychologists point out the deep need every human being has for practical insight and old his own personality flaws and for a discussion of him with an understanding and trustworthy person. So far as alcoholics are concerned, AA would go even further. Most of us would clarify without a fearless admission of Ford, facts to another human being we could not stay sober. It seems plain that the grace of God will no tender to expect our destructive obsessions until we're willing to trip this. Would too likely to receive from step 5 ? Thorin thing. We shall get rid of that terrible sense of isolation we feel we shed. Almost without exception alcoholics are tortured by loneliness. Even before your drinking got bad and people began talking too soft nearly all of us afraid feeling they tweeted don't quit belong. Either were she, and they're not drawn nurtures or were repeated noisy good fellows grabbing attention and companionship, but never getting a gate left to her way of thinking. Their way soul. Waste at mysterious pari or way could neither surmount help or understand. Twain's a thief worry actor so nastage suddenly realizing that we did not know a single line of our parts. That's an reason will be co-total. It lectures act extemporaneously. You have Bacchus boomerang do news. Were finally struck down and engulfed in terrified loneliness. But worry hatched AA. And for the first time in our lives out among people woes he mad to understand the sense the belonging was tremendously exciting. Without the isolation problem had been solved. You would soon discover, irritfitwalu talani and mori nasal seal sense, we still suffered many oft-healed thanks our part. Ness. Until we had talked with complete candor of our conflicts, and had listened to someone else do the same thing we still didn't belong. Step 5 was the answer. It wakes the begin and got the true kinship with mind and God. This vital step was also Themians be which we began to get the feeling Twain could be forged no matter what we had out toward done. A finite wash will work in gun thighs. Step with our sponsors or spiritual advisor state with first felt rule yod to forge the third no matter how deeply felt they had raw ages. Our moral inventory had pursued us to all round forgiveness was possible but it recently way resolutely tackled step 5 that we inwardly would be able to receive forgiveness and jive too. Another great divide that we expect from considering our defects to another human being is humility word of 10 misunderstood. Taught holes who have made progress in it amounts to a clear recognition of what on how really are followed by a sincere attempt to become what we could be taught. Therefore, our first practical move toward humility must consist of recognizing our deficiencies. No defect here can be corrected unless we clearly see it. But we shall have out of and see. The objective look at ourselves as we achieve it in step 4 was after all only a look. All of you saw for example that we lacked honesty and tolerance that were disguised by attacks of self-pity or illusions of personal grandeur. But while this was a humiliating experience it didn't necessarily meant Twain had acquired much actual humility. Without no recognized our defects were still there. Something had to be done about them. And so on found that we could not with short will theme away but ourselves. More realism and former honesty abutor. Selvus agree against we make under the influence of step 5. A switcher inventory we began to suspect how much trouble self-delusion had been causing Goose. The shot breath the disturbing reflection. I fall out our lives we had more or less fooled ourselves. How could we now be so sure that weren't still self-deceived? How could we retain the we had maybe a true catalog of our defects and hate real like admitted them event ourselves? Because we still bothered with fear, self-pity and hurt feelings it was probable we couldn't praise yourselves fairly at all. Too much UI felt and tremor might see dramatize and exaggerate our shortcomings. Or anger and hurt pride might beta smoke screen under which we're hiding some effort. Factual or blame others for them. Possibly too we be still handicapped be man liabilities great and small, when a Vern wound had hence it was most evident thought facilitary self-appraisal, and the admission of our defects based upon that alone, would the end generally news. We Dave to hog the outside help if we were early talk no and admit that truth abutor. Self-help all go damn another human being don't only be discuss ourselves holding back nothing only be being willing to take advice and that cap direction could set foot and throw at us straight thinking solid honesty and genuine humility. The enemy of us still holding back. We said why can't ghosts understand tell us where the question if the creator gave user levels in the first place then he must know in every detail where we have since gone wrong. Why we make our admissions to him directly? Why do we need to bring any else ain't off this? At this stage, the difficulties of trying to deal rightly with God by ourselves are waffled. Thou we might first be start led to realize that thought God knows all about us we're apt to get to the top hat critique quickly. Somehow being baloney. With God isn't seem so embarrassing gas facing gut to an other person. Until we actually sit down and talk aloud about what we have so long hidden, our willingness to clean house is still largely theoretical. We're not with another person. I confirm state we have been honest with ourselves and with God. The second difficulty is what will mess us talent may be garbled by our own rationalization and wishful thinking. Feed in the top talking to and a third person is the twain can just this direct comment and counsel on our situation, and through can be no doubt in our minds what the advice is. Going to talony in spiritual matters is dangerous. How many times have we heard well-intentioned people claim the guidance of God with not twainzel to claim that they were sorely mistaken. Lacking both practice and humility they had deluded themselves and were able to justify their most errant sense on the ground that this was what had addled them. I was word knitting that people of very high spire tool developmental must always insist in checking with friends or spiritual advisors the guidance that they feel he have received from God. Surely, then, NOVC if not laid himself open top that can see making foolish perhaps drab. I see blunders in this fashion. Believe that the mentor advice of others may be known and infallible. It is likely to be ever more specific than any direct guidance we may receive while still so inexperienced in establishing contact with a power greater than ourselves. Our next problem will be to discover the person in whom we're a token fied. Heru who's to take the mucker, remembering that prudence is a virtue it carries a rating. Perhaps we shall need to share with this person facts about ourselves which neither self-talk no. We shall want to speak with some new who's experienced not only has to face be able to surmount others Ria's difficulties. Difficulties perhaps like our own. This person may turn out to once been there but not necessarily so. If I have developed a confidence in him and his temperament and problems are close to your own, then such show is you'll be good. Besides your sponsor already has advantage of knowing some ethyl about our case. Perhaps though your relation to imisic thoughty who would character reveal only a part of our story of this situation by all means do so for you if to make a be. Jinning Gasunazi who can't it made it out however that you'll choose a semi-one deals for the more difficult and deep revelations. This individual may be entirely outside your fate. For example your clergyman or doctor. For some with who's a complete stranger may prove it the best but barrel test soft he situation or our own willingness to confide and or full confidence saying to own with whom you share our first accurate results survey. Even when you'd be found a person that frequently take us great resolution to AP. Pro Nuni of the Sadia. A. Program requires no willpower erasio no place I'll mere require all you veget. Happily though the Kansas are naughty who will be in for a very pleasant surprise. When your mission is carefully explained and it is seen by the recipient to fire confidence how helpful he can realize the conversation will start easily and will soon become eager. Before long, your listener may well tell a story or two about himself. What cool place I go weaponry these. Provided to hold back nothing your CO relief will mount from a new tomo new. Fadam dupe motion so fires break out of their confinement and miraculous life vanish as soon as they are exposed. Asked pain subsides, a healing tranquility takes its place. And when humility and serenity are so combined, something else of great moment is apt to occur. Mangyana. A.1 CG Gnostic or Atheistic tells us it was during this stage of step 5 that he first actually felt presence of God. And event Hozuho had faith already of 10 become conscious of God Daspini verbal for this feeling of being at one with God and man. This emerging from isolation thrust he open and nest sharp in our terrible burden of guilt brings us to a resting place where we prepare ourselves for the following steps toward a full and meaningful sobriety.